True. Okay, everybody. Let us know if you're no, hit no.
All right, it's taking me a minute here, y'all. Just trying
I'm
to.
letting Danny do this so y'all know he's not the computer.
All right, I am a computer genius. I just don't tell her.
Yeah,
okay?
He was fixing to knock us offline.
I am the one here, y'all. Hang on just a minute here. I'm trying to see. We were having trouble with our internet system here, and I'm trying to see if it's going to allow me to see what's going on over here where the chat side is, and it is not.
All right, are y'all seeing us or no? Because it's showing no picture on
We're
our
showing
side.
that our stream is offline, even though it says we are live. We need to know video's good and good sound. The funny, we can't see ourselves. We don't know what's going on.
Danny, don't touch a thing. Weetree said don't. And you know Weetree is
Danny,
the
don't
boss.
touch anything. Oh.
Weetree's our boss, so y'all.
I'm a computer genius, though.
Not really.
Yes.
Y'all, I'm glad y'all are coming in. We've got a lot of good people here tonight. Okay. And I just want to recognize a view is a view. Miss Pam did a shout out to us this week. I've watched some of her videos. Mark 7, y'all. I can't even. We can't read. Y'all, I can't read. Y'all got to slow down. It says we have one watching, and I have one person watching. It's we got up to 25, but it's running so fast. There's got to be at least 100 on there. Y'all, Miss Pam did a shout out to us this week, and it was so funny. I've watched her off and on for months now. I mean, I found her channel way on back, and she's telling us a while ago she had the whole outfit to do gardening. So we're going to see. I'm going to put her to the test. I'm going to see what she plants. Oh, at 100. Okay. We're in a minute and 52 or 53 seconds, and we're over 100. Y'all just keep on coming, because, hey, look, I can't even read the screen. It's just buzzing past me. If y'all have questions, you might have to wait till later in the chat to put them up. Times. Okay, you want to tell them about? Chat is rolling by so fast, I can't tell everyone who's here. Neither can we. Well, we're at 115. Can I get 116, 116, 118, 118, 120, 120, 120, 121, 121? 500. Hey, man. I just had to do that to shut him up. You got to turn the fan back over here now. Y'all, he is either cold or he's hot. I'm either cold or hot. I'm like a Laodicean church age. I'm lukewarm. No, he's not. He's like a woman. He's I don't know. Hot or cold. Okay. Now, can you feel it? All right, we've got a lot of people in, and I'm not even going to try to read names. 2007. Wow. Wow. That's pretty cool. Suburban Hillbilly says, I'm getting dizzy. You ain't the only Bulldog one. Says, sold. Okay, y'all. Okay. What are we doing? I don't know. Okay. He always asks me that. Now, last night, or this morning, we put up our giveaway. Yes, we got a giveaway coming up. And I told him yesterday, well, I've been telling him all week we had to do a giveaway. Yeah, let me tell you something. She keeps telling me, we got this giveaway. And I told her, I says, look, I understand we have a giveaway, but we have work to do around here. And she wants to keep working on the giveaway. And I told her, I says, the food is more important. You know, I mean, we got to get stuff done. Our subscribers are more important. See? I agree that subscribers are important. Y'all see my priorities? Man, it's something else here, y'all. We've had a circus going on here all week, Simply Circus. Yes, pretty much. I say, let's do something. He goes, but wait, I want to get this finished. And I'm going, no, we need to do this. And he's going, but I got to finish. I've got to finish this. You know, I hate to start something and not finish it. We're two old OCD people, okay? I'm a slave driver, they said. Yes, D, I agree. Or either I am. I don't know. I think it's her that's the slave driver. I'm just the rebellious employee. You know? Yes, last night we did the video at like, what, 7, 8 o'clock? Yeah, almost 8 o'clock. Outside. Well, we went outside and our neighbor had a track hoe running it with lights on, and we thought we was never going to get to do this video. And finally, close to 8 o'clock, he decided he'd quit. Mm-hmm. And then the dogs started barking. So and that was another neighbor's dogs. And so we had to cut out lots of dogs barking. Y'all just had to excuse the chop ups. Yeah, so it is what it is. But anyway, we got this giveaway coming up. We're going to be giving away several things. We're so proud of y'all for subscribing to us. And
helping us to get up to our 10,000 mark. I really didn't ever think I'd get that far, to be honest with you. I figured y'all would maybe throw me under the bus or something. So
yeah, we're really
I'm
proud
excited.
of all you guys and all God's children. His other channel is what, 450?
It's close to 500. I don't remember the exact number on all God's children. It's just been outstanding. I mean, it's just growing too with leaps and bounds. And what that tells me is that people just love to hear the word of God. So,
and he's got one coming up in the morning.
I have one just before we came on air. I just got through shooting a very urgent all God's children. And if I can get it edited tonight and get it uploaded, it'll be up first thing in the morning. You got to watch it. I'm going to tell you.
Or sometime tomorrow.
Go looking for it because it's going to be up. I'm telling you, it's serious, it's time sensitive, and it's very urgent. So a lot of people's been asking me for a lot of things that's going on. Well, this one's going to probably nail it to the floor. So, okay, enough about that.
All right, so
what are we doing?
Today, I was raking leaves.
Yep, wanted to rake leaves today, y'all.
And I raked all the front, not all the front. Wait,
no, that would be impossible.
I raked around the front of the house.
Yes.
You know, just to strip out.
It's so dry here, we're trying to get all the leaves away from the house.
But it serves a dual purpose, like dual, triple, quadruple purpose. Number one, it gets the leaves away from the house so that there's not a fire hazard. Number two, it cleans up the front yard, makes it look a little better. Number three, they went into my herb garden as mulch.
Yeah.
And so that holds in moisture if we ever get rain.
That's ifs and whens.
Yeah. And so raking the leaves that we have and putting them in as mulch is a win-win all the way around. And even I got out and I enjoyed it till somebody started interrupting me.
She got upset because I was blowing the deck off with the leaf blower, and she just raked underneath it. And I told her, I says, it doesn't matter. I'll take the leaf blower. That's the easiest way to rake leaves is with a leaf blower. You know?
After I'd raked all around, he blows everything off the deck and puts it all right back. And he had to blow it all up because I refused to rake anymore.
Yeah. Do we have slugs? Well, it depends on which kind you're talking about. If you're talking about shotgun shells, we have those. If you talk about the worms that get in on stuff, we have those also. So we actually have two kinds here. I knew that'd get a laugh out of her.
Oh, y'all, this is my third cup of hot chocolate this afternoon. So
Doc said they had 6 minutes of rain yesterday. Oh my God, you lucky joker, you.
We would take 6 minutes.
I would take a minute.
Yes, we're not getting any. Danny looked at the forecast yesterday.
Yeah.
Next week, we were supposed to have
5 to 8 inches of rain.
Yes, and we were just ecstatic.
We were ecstatic. We were so happy. And then we looked a while ago, and we just got a slight chance of rain Monday and Tuesday now.
Yeah. Danny is hot tonight. He's burning up with fever, I think. Heaven help us.
Yeah, somebody said something about the pigs are sweet. I love my pigs, man. Let me tell you something. I don't care what anybody says. I like my pigs. My pigs like me, and I like my pigs.
Yeah. Rain country. Now, hot chocolate with cayenne pepper. That's something I have not tried. Not heard of that. We shall see. We need the rain so bad. Teresa Dean, yes. She's not too far from here, I don't think. I think she's kind of in the vicinity somewhere.
Yeah, I get a glass of this is what's called Mississippi stump water.
Oh, Miss Pam just shot water out her nose when you said that, I'm sure. Swamp water. She probably thought, oh, Lord.
Daniel, are you feeling better? You active?
Yes. We have been doing some things this week, and he has felt better. As far as stomach-wise, his neck's better, too.
A little bit better. I still can't lift much,
but his stomach, we cut out all grains.
We cut out all grains this week. I've had no heart palpitation.
Let's put it this way. He cut out all grains. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I've had no heart palpitations. I've had very little stomach problems. So gradually we're going to start introducing back this coming week different types of grains to see if we can figure out if it's actually the gluten-free flour that's actually messing with me. So.
Yes, he seems to have had worse issues being on the gluten-free flour or the rice flour than he was having on regular flour. So we're going to just add one type of stuff back at a time and see what is working and what isn't.
What is working? I'm almost scared to start back because it's been such a good week. I don't want to have problems again.
Yeah, one whole week of things. How about the bread I posted? It was not gluten-free.
It was not gluten-free, and I have not eaten any of it.
He's not eaten any. I have. And I did that bread because I wanted to do a video on making bread with tips. So that's why I was doing the regular bread. And plus, it's a recipe that I've used for many years. And gluten, somebody wants to know what is gluten.
Cat lover, she wants to know what is gluten. It's the elasticity in bread. It's what makes it rise. I mean, it's a, I don't know, maybe you can describe it. You're the cook.
Well, in wheat, when you keep kneading it and stuff like that, it's the yeast, I don't know what you call it, the friction in it, something causes it to stick together and hold together. Gluten is really not a bad thing, but in wheat, sometimes it causes a reaction in some people.
Yeah.
And so he thought that was what was going on. So we've not had gluten for a long time, nearly 2 years probably. But the issue still hadn't went away, but he's been eating rice flour or baking flour that's gluten-free, which is predominantly rice flour, and it just has not worked for him at all. And he thought it was, but maybe it's not. We're not sure. Plus, we cut out rice. He's cut out oatmeal.
I cut out all my oatmeal. I cut out all corn, everything. Now we're going to start back with my corn to see if it is if my corn does it, then we'll know it's a corn issue. But if my corn doesn't bother my stomach, and then we try the other corn from the store, then we'll say that it is the GMO corn.
Something to do with
the GMO. There was a comment.
Yeah, Cat Lover says, is it from the GMOs? That's what we're trying to figure out.
That's what we're trying to determine and figure out. Okay, the bee lady wants to know what exactly is wrong with my neck. I have a bulging disc in my neck.
And I'm trying to make him not do too much. And he's okay with not doing a lot, picking up heavy stuff. But sometimes he fudges a little, and then he's kind of sore for a little while, and he has to chill for a little while.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit, and then I have to quit. I do a little bit and have to quit. Yeah, I don't have celiac. I've been checked. I do not have celiac.
And we do use some almond flour and some coconut flour, so we may have to kind of change flours. Okay.
Okay. Where are we supposed to be at?
Our okra. Now, our update on our frozen okra.
Yeah.
A lot of you wanted to know, could you take frozen okra, can it, and would it do the same as the okra, fresh okra, canning it? The answer is yes.
Yes, it worked. We did it, and it worked.
When I was doing okra the other day, well, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went ahead and took okra out of the freezer. And when I canned, I kept that separate. And I canned the frozen okra just like I did my fresh okra, only I marked the jar. And so I waited a couple of weeks, and then we fried it, and the okra did perfect. It was just as crunchy, if you saw in the video, as the fresh okra was. And I had some people say they had a touch of a vinegary taste on theirs. I don't have a vinegary taste in mine. I don't know. I was afraid of that, but I don't. If you're using white vinegar, it's possible.
It's possible, yeah.
I use apple cider vinegar, and I don't have a problem. To me, it's a milder taste. If you make your own vinegar, you could use that. So it's just a preference, I guess you would say.
One there said their okra won't stop growing. I actually picked our okra this morning too. Still, it's still just growing. Now the deers eat everything off on the bottom part of it off, but ours is like 7 to 8 feet tall now, and I'm having to bend it over to get the okra out of the top of it.
Yes. All right, now he's got to talk about his splitting fat pine lighter.
Yeah, y'all.
Thought he was going to chop his fingers off.
Everybody kept saying they thought I was going to chop my fingers off, and I've been doing this since I was 10 years old. Now I may cut my hand tomorrow if I do it. I don't know, but if I do, it'd be the first time since I was 10 years old that I cut myself. You know, so I mean, it's just something that just comes natural to me. It's just very relaxing. It's something I enjoy doing, and of course, it's necessary. We have to do it to have it here to start fires with and everything. And we just thought we'd do it this year also to bless whoever wanted on our subscribers who wanted any, and it turned out to be good. I mean, we've enjoyed it.
Yeah, and we've got it on our Etsy store, and I do have the link in the description box. So when this video goes back up on YouTube, it'll be in the Etsy link and the website link, and All God's Children will be listed in the box. And We Tree will pop those up occasionally here too. But if you want to hit the Etsy store if you're interested in the lighter.
Ginger says, where do you get your fat pine lighter? Do you have a lot of down pine trees on your property? These fat pine lighter comes from trees that are hundreds and hundreds of years old that have been dead for many, 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 many years. And when I bought this land, it was virgin land. Nobody had gathered any of the lighters off of it. It was in the family for over 100 years. And we have just an abundance of it. As a matter of fact, I hauled a whole 18-wheeler load out to my dad's house and dumped it off. But there was plenty of it.
Yeah. A lot of people think just because you have pine trees, you would have lighter. Is that true?
No, just because you got pine trees does not mean you have lighter.
Okay.
Lighter are actually from the ancient pine trees. The young pine trees growing today don't make lighter. If they stood another 500 years or another 100 years, they might, but that'd be only way. My beets have just laid down and we watered. What could be wrong? Oh gosh, with beets it could be a lot of things. It could be the heat. It could be just a lack of nutrition. It could be a lack of water. It could be several things.
Yes, because we're watering our kale, and believe me,
yeah, it dies even though we're watering it.
Even though we're watering it, we have a lot of kale that's still pretty, but off and on you see where some are just wilting down. The sun is just
sun is just baking. I'm telling y'all, it's what happened to your tree collards? They did not make it.
They started bolting.
They bolted about a month after we planted them. They went to flowers and seeded up and then just died after that. I don't know if it was the wrong time of year to plant them or what.
Yeah, we would like to try it because we've got the greenhouse now, so we may have to see about getting some more and trying the tree collards, maybe starting them in the greenhouse and then moving them in the spring.
Teresa Dean says, I saw your video of your kale. Sorry. Oh, yeah, it's still a lot of it standing up, but just the heat is just killing it. If we don't get some cooler weather.
Yes. Heaven Help says, my kale is huge and non-stopping. I wish ours was to that point. If we had the weather
if we had cool weather and rain, it would be.
Our kale did so perfect last year and the year before, but right now, without that, we're just not having any luck.
And Pam says we done made her hungry now.
Oh, I know.
So, okay.
She's going to be eating greens and she's going to be hunting her a southern place tomorrow. I know that. I just can see her saying, I want some turnip greens and I want some cornbread and throw in some fried okra.
Okay, what's that? Gardenetta says it's 3 a.m. where she's at. She got to go to sleep. So, or he, yeah. Glad you was able to get on for a little while anyway.
Must be overseas somewhere.
Did our people have these problems in 1850 or 1900s? Are we living problems due to GMOs? I don't think our forefathers had the problems we have. The weather was more predictable back then.
Oh, Neiman Marcus sells collard greens for $66 online. Oh my goodness.
Someone asked in a comment, would a soft neck brace help you think? Do you think it would?
Yeah, on your neck.
Oh, I don't know. I'm so active. I mean, I don't know what the problem is. I just don't. I can't stop, y'all.
Gardenetta's in Finland. Oh,
Finland.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's great. I would sell you collard greens for half price.
Yeah.
I'd probably sell them for $5. So that's $66.
Yeah.
Wow. Do we have petrified wood? No.
No, we don't have any. It's in the creeks around here, but it's not on any on our property.
not far from here, there's a petrified forest. What, about 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah, a couple of hours from here. Yeah.
There's all petrified woods in a forest.
Yeah, actually, right up the road from us up here, there's a log cabin that's got more petrified wood around it, and you can haul off in an 18 with them. He's just got it piled up everywhere where they've gathered it off of the creeks around. I love greens except kale and poke.
Now, I like kale. I
like my kale.
I don't like poke.
Poke, we've got tons of it on the property. We're saving it for hard times.
If we don't have anything else to eat.
Yeah, if there ain't nothing else to eat, then I'll boil it 3 times and eat it.
That's the way we look at it.
Yeah.
Yes, Heaven Help Us is saying the first settlers said that one of the it was recorded one of the hottest summers. Danny was kind of looking at that too. Several times.
We broke records all week this week.
But I mean, in the past, it's
not
in the past? Just this.
Oh no, this is cylindrical. Let me tell y'all, we're not. Our forefathers back in the, I think it was, I say forefathers, back in the 15 to 1600s, they went through the same thing that we did. You know, this weather thing just goes in patterns, y'all. So don't get all freaked out and think that global warming is happening, because that's just a hoax. There ain't nothing real. That's all about carbon credits.
Probably next year it'll be colder than normal. And
we'll be going into an ice age before long.
Yeah, it kind of hits cycles, and not to say that they're not doing some things, but
well, man's tampering with a lot of stuff, but it all
runs in cycles.
It runs in cycles.
Now has happened before, and will happen again.
Yeah, because when we go up and look on ours, our weather thing, it'll tell you we breaking records that was set in the mid to early 1800s, and if it was that hot then we're just going in a cycle. 444 says, where did you get your sugar cane?
It's
supposed to be meal, I guess, from.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be clinic. I don't know how to say that, Palmetto. Not cylindrical,
clinical
or something like that.
Cylindrical, so I don't know. Anyway, it goes in circles like this. Okay. I got my cane meal from an individual, an elderly gentleman who had it for sale. I drove to a pretty good distance to actually get it, and I got it at a pretty good price, and so I bought it about 30 years ago. Okay. Now, what was your thing? Now you did the fried okra.
You did the split and slider. You're on your food supply.
My food is my porch time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a cramp in my leg. My porch time, y'all. There was a ton of questions about what went on in porch time. Everybody kept asking me. They wanted specifics. The deal is, I cannot give you a specific for your area. I can only give you the rough draft. Let me put it that way. And you have to be able to take what I give you and be able to work it out for what works best for you. Now, when I use the word permaculture works all over the world. It works everywhere. I know that because when you look out into the woods, there's woods everywhere except in the far west. I've been out in places in Texas and Arizona and New Mexico where there were no woods, but woods, anywhere there's woods, you see that God has done permaculture. So permaculture works wherever there's woods at. And that is the way I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you that is going to be the way of the future. Y'all are going to have to excuse me for just 1 second here.
I think we got a bug of some sort.
I had a bug. Doors open. I got doors open. I had a bug in the house here. I don't like bugs crawling around the house. In the near future, and when I say near, I'm talking about probably going to be very near future. You're going to have to do some way of protecting your food source, and permaculture is going to be one of the best ways. And what works for me here won't necessarily work for you there, because different trees grow in different places. Different things work differently in different places. Yes, permaculture, Ginger. Permaculture is like ecology. And
Well, like
no, permaculture does not mix seeds like the Bible tells us not to. No, the mixing of seeds that would be up to you. Because if you plant something under a tree, it's going to come back whatever it is. Now it may cross pollinate with something, but it's going to come back for one or the other. So I mean, you're not going to have to worry about that.
Well, give them like an example. Danny and I have, most people like with the sidewalk will have little shrubs planted.
Yeah.
We don't have shrubs. We went to the woods and we got huckleberries.
Yes.
We waited till it was time to move huckleberries and we dug up small plants.
Wild huckleberries.
Wild huckleberries that were in the woods, and we have them planted down our sidewalk so that if we don't mow and we leave everything and just let it start growing, we already have huckleberries on our sidewalk and the weeds could grow all up in it and nobody's going to pay any attention to some scrawny little bushes and the weeds. But yet we have huckleberries growing on our sidewalk and we don't have to go out into the woods to hunt them. That's just kind of an example of bringing permaculture back into your yard. And if we did not mow our yard, with all the fruit trees and nut trees and things that we have in our yard, and we just let it grow and let the grass grow up and the weeds kind of take over.
Yes.
The average person coming to look for food is not going to pay our yard any attention because it's overgrown. And right now we keep it mowed and we keep it neat, and because that's us. We like it that way.
Yeah, we like our place to be extremely neat and well kept.
If we want to hide it, all we've got to do is quit mowing.
Yeah.
And then the weeds take over and hide our food.
Yeah, like Hoosier says, raspberries on a fence row. Exactly, that's it. Blackberries, raspberries, dewberries. The problem is people have dandelions in their yard. They have all this stuff, and they just put chemicals out to kill all that broadleaf stuff, and they're actually killing their food sources. I mean, so you have to stop and think. Stick a tree in the landscape somewhere, not just one kind of tree. Think about your whole year and think about what grows around where you live at all during the year, because you don't want all your stuff coming in at one time. Like our huckleberries come in early. Then after the huckleberries comes the blueberries, and then the dewberries, and then the
apples.
The peaches come in next. So we kind of, and the apples will come in after the peaches, and then
the figs.
Then the figs come in after the apples.
And then pears.
And then the pears, come in. So we kind of keep ours.
And then oranges.
And our oranges we have hanging on the tree won't be ready till probably Thanksgiving. So we try to keep an assortment of stuff coming in here year round. And then in amongst all that, you'll have some things like strawberries and mulberries, all of these kind of wild edibles that are out there.
Yeah, we have a lot of berries. James Humerick wants to know about the nut trees. We have a hickory nut.
We have hickory nuts. We have pecans. We have two different kinds of pecans.
Acorns.
We've got different types of acorn trees. We have, our neighbor has the...
we've got, what's the chinkapins?
Yeah, we have chinkapins growing wild in the woods here. So, I mean, we have an assortment of different kinds of nuts growing on the place here.
All right, Z-A-S-T-A-V-A. I don't know how you Zastava Piet said they sent me a letter with the help of their mom. Okay, we will get it next week, I'm sure, and I'll let you know. I just saw that she said she sent me. I'm saying she now. If it's a he, I'm sorry, but I'll check the mail next week.
Yeah, we're actually gathering hickory nuts right now. I'm storing them in here, and what I do with my hickory nuts is I take a vise and crack them. That seems to be the easiest way for me with hickory nuts and walnuts, is to take and put them in my vise, and that way I can turn it extremely slow until I feel it start cracking a little bit, and then I can actually, be able to break it without literally shattering it all to pieces.
All right, they want to know, how do we keep the deer away from the fruit? Well, we've not had any problem with the deer coming into the close proximity of the...
It's called a gun.
Yeah, they don't come up in the yard. And
if you come in my yard, you get shot.
Yeah, but we don't have any problems right now with them coming this close.
Not this close. I mean, they come in the field back there, and they've leaned a lot of my peach trees over when they're horns, and they've hooked them and tore some of them up. But predominantly now, we pretty much stop any deer that comes on the place here. They don't stick their head out in the daylight anymore. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, and the strawberries we have, Danny, one bed he's built a lid that goes over with wire.
I have wire lids over my strawberries, yes.
And we're going to do the other bed. That'll keep them out of strawberries. Do we have any possums? Yes.
We did have. We don't now.
Well, we hadn't had any recently.
We haven't had any in quite some time because I catch them and dispatch of them.
Yes. He's probably dispatched of 12, 15 of them in the last year.
About the last year, probably 12 to 15, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, probably nearly that many raccoons, and we still have one.
We got one raccoon right now that's on the hill back there waiting to get caught. So. And
the reason we know is we have a camera up that for deer, and the raccoons keep getting in it, so we know the raccoons on camera.
With all the cameras we have set around the property, we know exactly what's moving at any given time. And it tells us at what time of the night the coons is either over on this side of the property, what time they're on that side of the property, where the deer are, or if we have a trespasser. If someone tries to sneak in on our property, they're on camera, they're caught. I mean, so it kind of helps us to keep an eye on things going on around. Or if my neighbor's dogs get to be a problem, we can show our neighbor, hey, this is your dog on the film here. You know, there's no denying that. You know, so.
And we did get a what was it, a coyote?
We got coyotes 2 nights ago on it, so we're fixing to have to start getting ready to trap coyotes.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Patera.
How are you doing?
Glad to see you made it out, girl.
Hey, Beth. We need to continue our conversation later, Beth. Just saying. She called a couple of days ago. That's what I'm talking about.
Logan's Homestead said a lady from our church kills possums on her porch with a baseball bat.
Oh, no.
Hey, however you got to do it. That's the way I look at it. Have I ever grown sunchokes? No, I have not.
I don't even know what a sunchoke is.
I have not grown sunchokes here.
I don't know what that is. I've never had that.
I don't even know if they grow here because they grow down south.
Yes, Miss Pam, we do tape all the intruders of all kinds. We tape the intruders.
Yeah, we tape everybody. If you come on my property, you're on tape. Yes.
That'd be funny. But you are welcome. You know that. I done told you that.
Actually, when you come down my driveway and you're on the gravel road, I own the gravel road now. I took it away from the county. So when you come on the gravel road, it has a no trespassing sign. Keep out. You know.
But we let people come down. We don't say nothing unless you're
starting
trouble.
Yeah, if you're one of our subscribers, you're more than welcome. Anybody else is not welcome.
Exactly.
Oh, it says, Zastava Pitt says we're enjoying dinner. What's all the stupids for?
If it's stupid and it works. I don't know. It ain't stupid. I really don't know.
I don't know.
Missed something up
I missed something up top. It was going by so fast.
I met a paratrooper saying stupid, but I'm not sure. I lose something.
Okay, sunchokes are also called Jerusalem artichokes. That's what I thought.
Oh, okay. But I'm not.
I don't care. I don't care for Jerusalem artichokes that much. I've eaten them. They're just not my favorite thing. I would eat them if I had to.
Miss B Lady has a drone patrol.
So, well, our neighbor
has a drone.
Our neighbor has a drone because I was out in the pig pen the other day doing some work and I felt the presence of something and just didn't know what it was.
It freaked him out. He thought that there was an evil spirit looming over him. I
happened to look up and saw the drone up in the sky. So.
Yes, our neighbor was flying a drone over his back.
Yeah, I shall make a Danny and Wanda flag if I come to your place. Yeah, yes. Fly your flag when you come so we don't shoot.
Nina is crocheting and listening. That's great. I've been crocheting a lot. I guess Amanda at Freedom Acres kind of sort of got me started on this crocheting thing again. I crocheted many years ago, and so I picked it back up, and I'm doing quite a bit.
Okay, Appalachia wants to know who else is buying more rain catchments. I tell you what, this would have been a good year if you'd have had it in. You could have used it.
All right, now let me ask you this, Appalachia. I don't know if she hears us or not, but just because it's funny. Okay, if we go in and buying rain catchment and there's no rain, we spending money for something we ain't getting.
But it might rain one day. This is like Noah and the ark. We're actually preparing and hoping that one day it is going to rain. Now, there is no guarantees that it will because I have seen rain before. I know what it is. but I don't know if we'll ever get it.
Okay, Terry, I got you. The Zastavia is your son. Okay.
Okay.
I said girl a while ago. I'm sorry, it's a boy. Okay, so I will get the letter next week.
Somebody asked Rain, what is a drone hunting permit for? It's for hunting drones.
We couldn't shoot a drone
I
here.
couldn't
Our
shoot this one down.
got too much invested in
my
it.
neighbor's got over $10,000 invested in his, so I can't shoot his drone.
Yeah, but people do like to know what's going on with the drones. They don't like to have drones peeking over their heads, I guess. But it is pretty
Farmhouse
funny.
says there is an ark in Kentucky. I know it. They actually finished that thing. That's pretty cool.
Mr. Rain. He's here.
Oh, I thought you said, I was trying to figure out where I was trying to read this one. It says for some reason I can't hear Mr. Danny and Ms. Wanda.
I don't know. Some people have trouble. I'm not sure.
How many acres is the homestead on? We're on 10 acres. I did have about 35 and I sold the rest of it and paid myself out of debt. Quit work, don't work no more. I'm disabled, but I'm debt free.
Yeah, and somebody said Noah waited 100 years.
I don't have 100 years. If I live a normal life, I've got 20 years left, so.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that sounds.
What if the government folks show up? That's Beth Mitchell. They would just have to show up. We'd invite them in to come eat, or they'd haul us off one.
Well, I'd invite them in, have a cup of coffee, and then, of course, I'd ask them what they're doing here. But you know, I wouldn't be ugly to them. I'll tell you that, because I got better sense than that.
But we would just take it 1 second at a time. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's all God asked us to do, is take it 1 second at a time.
We take it one day at a time. We don't. Tomorrow with us is a clean slate. We don't put anything on tomorrow to make it have problems until tomorrow gets here. So, but Heavenly Help Us says the ark is not far from them. So if the rain does happen, at least you have a place to go. Of course, they may close the door on you like the Lord did, so you don't ever know.
Ark Encounter is just across the river. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the name of it, Ark Encounter. I got you.
Just across the river from them. That's what I told them. I said, at least they got a place to go. Amy Davis, Donald J. Trump.
What? I don't know.
I don't know what that means. Unless you're talking about voting for Trump, that's your choice.
We are on
the debt-free road. How did you do it? Okay, let me tell you something. It took me 7 years. I didn't go out to eat nowhere. I didn't go nowhere I wasn't supposed to go. I didn't buy no Christmas. I didn't buy no birthdays. I didn't do nothing. For 7 years, I dumped every dime I had into what I have here. And then I sold a few acres of my land, and I finished getting myself out of debt. And that is where I'm at. And I know it is un-American, Rich. I know that. Because America wants you in debt.
Exactly. S.G. Woodard says he ordered his sweet potato book, but he wants to know, have you ever planted them in grow bags?
No, I have not planted them in grow bags. I've planted them in tubs before, and they do okay in a tub as long as you keep them watered.
Mr. Rain says a clean slate means a clear mind, a good place to be.
That's the way I look at it. When I go to bed at night, I can lay my head down because I know what I have. I own it, clear and free, unless the government decides they want it. And if they decide they want it through eminent domain, they can take what you want. So, I mean, but we're hoping that don't happen.
Yeah, Miss B Lady says they're debt free but have to pay taxes. Yes, taxes come around every year just like clockwork. If you own land, you have to pay taxes, or you can lose it in 3 years.
In 3 years, you can lose it, yes.
I mean, it's that simple.
So No Money November was you for 7 years? That's amazing. Yeah. For 7 years, I didn't, I know this may sound crazy. I didn't buy things like Coca-Colas. I didn't buy snacks. I didn't do anything. I drove straight to work. I drove straight home. I didn't go out to eat. I'd done away with cable. I'd done away with cell phones. I'd done away with everything. And I just took every dime I made and dumped it into my place. My family hated me. Everybody hated me. My wife didn't understand at that time.
And it wasn't me.
It wasn't Wanda. It was Debbie that passed away from cancer. But and on top of that, I dealt with cancer throughout all that for 6 years of it, and I still paid the place off. So Okay, have you ever planted tomatoes or any seed in bales or straw of hay? No, because anything you get here that has the word straw on it has come from a wheat field that's been sprayed with chemicals like Roundup to harvest it, and I will not put any straw on my place that has Roundup in it. And to this day, I have never found anywhere to buy straw that has not been treated with some kind of chemicals.
Yeah, and plus the ants get in anything you
Yeah.
lay down
If
here.
you put a bale of hay here and try to grow something in it, the ants get in it, and they just make an ant bed up in the bale of hay.
I mean, we've tried with all, several things, and it's still, the ants are just horrendous here. You don't lay anything down.
No, if you lay anything on the ground
including
here,
yourself.
if you lay on the ground, they'll eat you. I mean, it's just, that's why back to Eden is so hard for us here, because when we start piling stuff on the ground to mulch with, it becomes real warm and damp, and the ants automatically go to it, and they just fill the whole place full of ant beds.
But we're going to try with
We're going to try. We have one place picked out. We're going to try with our tomatoes and see if we can make it happen. So.
Because so many people are saying y'all need to do back to Eden. They don't understand how much we plant. We plant several different places on the property, and all of them are big areas. And for us to mulch and keep mulching, we don't have that.
I don't have that kind of resources because we plant acres. We don't plant gardens.
Small areas.
We don't plant little small areas. The smallest place we plant is probably, our smallest garden is probably 100 by 100, and we have several of those. So it's not like we just do one little small place.
Yeah. And we don't have enough stuff to mulch it, and we don't have the money to buy that much mulch.
Yes.
So it's just one of those things. But we're going to try that.
We're not going to do back to Eden.
No.
We're going to do back to nature, because we're going to be using oak leaves and stuff like that, because you can't get any wood chips here that are not chemically treated. Even the power lines and all that stuff, they spray them with chemicals, and if you get the wood chips that come from all that stuff that's been ground up, they've got such toxic chemicals in it, you'd never grow anything there.
1919 farmhouse says, gotta get going to move a grain truck back home with the hubby. All right, take it easy. We will see you next time.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, was there any more questions on my porch time having to do with permaculture or
yeah, I kind of got to speed it on along because we're getting close.
Oh.
Yeah, we're running. We're not used to paying attention to time, as y'all can see. We're just kind of going our own time.
Yeah.
But all right, the cannon sweet potatoes. A lot of people saw that when I tightened them, and then when we pressured them, those jar lids buckled. We have never had that happen before, and a lot of people said I tightened them too tight. I don't have any strength in my hands. I have things going on with my fingers. And I don't think it was I tightened too tight, but Danny does have a habit of tightening them after me, so he could have tightened those.
I could have tightened them too tight because I'm bad about picking them up.
He's bad about it, so that's a possibility. But also, those were the lids that came with the jars, and we have seen several reviews that the lids that come with the jars will do that. And they were wide mouth on top of that. So I don't know, it might have been a combination of Danny tightened them. It could have been the wide mouth. It could have been the fact that they were the lids that came with the jars. But the sweet potatoes can just fine, and I've canned 14 more jars since then, had absolutely no problem. So
Woodward is asking, have we ever planted sweet potatoes in grow bags? No, we have not ever. I've done them in tubs, but not grow bags.
Somebody saying, how's our moringa trees doing? We put 2 in the greenhouse that are doing fantastic.
They're doing fantastic in the greenhouse.
And the 2 that are outside are starting to drop leaves, so I'm fixing to have to I think I'm going to take and repot them because they're in smaller pots, and I'm either going to put them in the greenhouse or I'm going to bring them into our house for the winter. Just hadn't decided yet. It hasn't turned cool, so I haven't made that decision yet.
Okay, where you at? We got to get through with this.
Feeding time.
Feeding time. That's my baby pigs and my sheep and my chickens. All my animals are trained. It doesn't matter what I do. My animals do exactly. I mean, you've seen in the video, my animals, I talk to them just like I'm sitting here talking to y'all. My animals all have a routine. Everybody knows what to do, when to do it, and it works out really good. if you spend time with your animals will know you. That's just like when the Bible talks about shepherds and stuff like that. Sheep know who their shepherds are. And if you treat your animals right, they know who you are. We have no problems handling our animals usually.
Okay, somebody was saying, did I put on the rings too tight? It's possible Danny tightened them after me. I can't remember. We didn't film that part if it did. And somebody asked about dehydrating. Yes, I've been dehydrating them quite a bit. I've dehydrated lemongrass and I put it up on our Etsy store. I've dehydrated apples. And Danny has been eating a full lot of them things.
Let me tell you what, I can eat a 3-pound bag of apples in one setting if they're dehydrated.
He loves them.
I love them, thanks.
And I dehydrated the bananas that Miss Tina gave us, the Mississippi grown bananas. And those things are really good.
Those are awesome.
They're better than any that I got in the store.
They'll beat any store-bought banana we have ever eaten.
And so we have been dehydrating a good bit of stuff here lately. And my goal is to get a, what's it called? Excalibur. I don't have one of those, but my next goal is Excalibur.
Yeah, we can get us an Excalibur. We feel like we'll be ahead of the game.
Oh, and on feeding time, I just wanted to say this. A lot of people wanted to know, since we had the animals and they're so familiar and they're more like pets.
Yeah.
They asked, how could we kill those and butcher? And, you know, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, because
we don't treat them as our children, but we treat them good, and we want them to get along with us, and we don't like upsets, I guess you would say.
Well, it's always sad. Now let me.
Yeah, but it's
always sad, but we give our animals a good life. All of our animals free range. We spend an average. I mean, I have 4 pigs and about 25 or 30 chickens and 2 sheep, and it costs me $2.50 a day to feed them.
Yeah, and the deal is, when I go out to feed my chickens, if a rooster attacks me, the first time I'm going to let it slide. The second time I'm going to be knocking him over. The third time Danny's putting him in a pot.
Third time he goes in a pot. You know, we don't put up with anything that's unruly. You know, usually if you're unruly on our place, you usually go to freezer camp.
And then with Danny, he watches the pigs. If a pig has certain tendencies he doesn't like, then he will sell that pig. We don't usually butcher.
I don't keep any animal that has a bad personality. I watch my animals very closely, and if I can't lay my hands on that animal and touch that animal any way I want to, then that animal has to go.
And one thing that we have, what are they called? Bannies.
Yeah, bantams.
Yeah, little chickens. We have 9 little babies that I'm going to put up for sale because I can't catch them. They are flying like little quail all over the place. You go in there and they're all over your head and all around. And I don't like that. I don't like being spooked because when I walk in and something's flying every which ways. Yeah, the mom and the dad are real gentle.
They're real easy to handle.
With them. But with the babies and stuff, it is more difficult. So
if they don't calm down, they'll either be sold or they'll go to freezer camp.
Better behave when you visit Danny and Wanda. You might end up in freezer camp. No, we don't eat people.
I don't eat people. No, people are tough. So.
Yeah, probably leave a bad taste in your mouth.
They'll leave a bad taste in your mouth, yeah.
But, yeah, we're like Palmetto says, I have to feel the same way about people. Yeah, sometimes you do. I mean, you really do with some people. You go, you know, what is it? What are you thinking?
What breed of pig do I recommend for someone getting their first pig? That's going to all depend on where you live at in this country, because if you're further down south, you're not going to want a white-colored pig because it can't take the heat. You're going to want a pig that is dark-colored because dark-colored pigs take the heat better. And just with me, I personally bred a wild pig with a domesticated pig because I wanted an animal that was leaner and had a lot of wild tendencies so that it would be able to scrounge around for its own food and not have to be bottle fed all the time.
Thunder Ridge says people would be chemically contaminated.
Well, that's true. People would fall in the same category as GMO. So
genetically modified. Not necessarily. They'd fall under the category.
They'd be treated with antibiotics and stuff.
GMO feed and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you can't eat people. That'd be too bad. You get poison from eating them.
Thanks, Patera.
Okay,
yeah,
we got greens and carrots update we got to do.
Yeah, go on that one right quick before you get run
Okay,
out of
we're
time.
gonna run out of time here. Our greens and our carrots, y'all can see that we had planted up there. You can see it on the screen when we first come on here. We are watering them things every day in order to be able to keep them going until maybe it rains one day. We're hoping for rain. I guess it might happen again. But we're actually eating out of those greens every day. We do the micro greens. We pull them up. Wanda and I pull up just enough that we can fry them up in a skillet and have them. Matter of fact, we had them tonight.
Yeah.
We plant ours too thick so we can thin them out and eat them along the way, and it makes room for the other ones where they can make bigger greens. And we plant 3 different varieties there. Actually, today I planted, the spinach did not come up because it was just too hot. So I went back and put purple top turnips in their place today. So we're hoping that in the next few days we'll have some purple top turnips coming up to eat.
Rick Ballard says his grandson loved the fact that the pig went into the barrel, but he was worried that it couldn't get out. They can get out.
They can get out.
But they when they were small, 2 or 3 of them could go in there and eat because we had 6. We've sold 3. And so now there's 3 openings. 3 can get in there as big as they are. But that one every time goes in there.
That one's going to jump in that barrel every time.
Okay.
Yeah, Tennessee Homestead said there's too much Roundup used in humans. I agree, Rich. There's just too much in everything people eat now. I don't care what y'all say. Even if you eat organic stuff is still sprayed with Roundup. I have called numerous companies that sell organic stuff, and they could not guarantee me that their products was not sprayed with Roundup to harvest them. So that kind of ticked me off a little bit. I'll be honest with you.
How late can you plant greens?
You can plant greens up to about 4 weeks before the first frost.
And then somebody says, do we store our seeds in the freezer until we plant them?
Some seeds I do, some I don't. Any kind of bean, pea, corn, any kind of grain, I put it in the freezer for 2 weeks, and then I take it out. Now, corn, I actually leave it in the freezer indefinitely because it doesn't bother it. But any of my peas and my beans and stuff like that, I do it 2 weeks, and then I take it out. Now, things like tomatoes and carrots and all that type of stuff, no, I don't put them in a freezer ever.
Okay, would spinach be a good plant under a bush to hide?
Yes, because spinach actually is a low-growing plant. It needs a well-shaded area where the bright sun's not hitting it, where it kind of stays a little bit cool, but it also needs to stay damp. So, yes, that would work.
When is your next book coming out? That's been a sore subject because we've been so busy, and he intended to have a book out before Christmas, and it ain't happening.
It just hadn't happened. Too much has happened. I messed my neck up, and we fell way behind on everything here.
We're not even sure what the next book is.
Well, it'll be on one of 2 subjects. But
we haven't narrowed it down, and so we haven't really started. And I have a couple of ideas on some books for myself. One would be canning, the unusual canning things that I do. I could do a cookbook type thing on canning, and the other is another cookbook with about 15, 20 of my most unusual recipes that aren't in my cookbook.
Y'all, if you have any prayer requests, go ahead and start putting them up because we're gonna run out of time here in just a minute. I don't want to get over on Zach's time, so.
Yes. So we've still got things, and right now we've got things on Etsy. So if you guys want to check that out, do that. The last is our giveaway. If you will, go to our giveaway video, share one of our other videos, come back and tell us under the giveaway video what it is, what video you shared and where you shared it. And we'll enter you in the drawing. We'll do the drawing next Friday night, and the video will be up on Saturday.
So let's see. Kathleen wants to know what can grow under a cherry tree. I'm not too sure because cherry trees here, we cut them all down because cherry trees here carry diseases that actually get on all of our other trees. So we try to keep every cherry tree cut down here. Now that's wild cherries. That's not tame cherries. But
our country needs prayer. Yes.
Yes.
And y'all, I know a lot of people say they don't vote, but let me tell you something. if good people do not do anything, then we only have ourselves to blame. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, regardless of who you vote for or who you don't vote for or who you write in or whatever. At least make the effort.
Yes.
Okay? And I'm just going to say we're going to pray for our country. That's all we can do. And
pray for disobedient animals.
yes.
Yeah, you better pray for them because if they get out of line here, we only have one rule.
Yeah, we've got a couple of roosters that's pushing the limit right now. Okay.
Ginger, I will pray for you, Ginger. Yes.
We have an update on Rick from Two Country, and
yes, let me get that before I'm running out of time here. Rick from Two Country had the brain aneurysm. He is paralyzed on one side of his body.
Yes.
He can't hardly speak. He's still in the hospital. I don't know that he'll ever get to come home.
But we did hear from Mike this week, which was a blessing.
We did
so
hear from
y'all
Mike.
Pray for Two Country. It's TOO Two Country.
Yeah, his name is Rick. Okay, we got Wee Tree. We want to keep her in our prayers. We got James, that's Patera's husband. We want to keep her in our prayers.
Him.
We want to keep Starry in our prayers from Starry Hilder. And the Texas Plow Girl lost her husband here a while back. We want to keep her in prayers. And Ginger said she lost her son a year ago. I lost my mother a year ago this past week, so I understand. I lost my wife, 5 years ago.
And I lost my dad too.
She lost her dad
this month,
a year ago. So
2 years
ago. 2 years ago. So we understand how you talk, what you mean. So we're gonna go ahead and pray, so we can just maybe have a few minutes to talk afterwards.
And Brad's daughter Grace.
Brad's daughter Grace, yes, and Big Bear. Father, we thank you for the day that you've given us here now, and Lord, we just want to take this opportunity. Got some serious things coming up in our country, Lord. We've got a vote coming up for president, and Lord, this time around could be the deciding factor, Father. And I'm just praying that your will be done and that people will get out and do what they're supposed to do. But more than that, Father, I pray that your people will turn back to you and that you'll be able to hear from heaven and heal our land, Father. And Lord, all these wonderful people that's been on here tonight, so many of them have put up prayer requests for different things, and Lord, some of them have lost loved ones, and Lord, I know what that's like, and I want to lift up a special prayer for them at this time and ask that you would give them the courage that they need and the peace and the comfort to be able to get through this hard season in their life, Lord. And Father, I just want to pray for those that have financial needs, and Lord, those that have physical needs and spiritual needs, and Lord, there's just a whole array of needs. Maybe someone's going through a divorce, maybe they're having family problems. Lord, maybe they have a stronghold in their life with alcohol or drugs or something like that, and pornography. Lord, any of these areas, Father, I pray that all these things can be broken and that they can get back and be able to live a peaceful life again, and one that can be God-fearing and God-honoring. And Lord, just once again, remember our country, remember our channel, and Father, I thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to sit and speak to these people tonight and be able to help them out, Lord, and Father, be able to give them some encouragement maybe. So as we close tonight, I just want to tell you how much I love and appreciate you. And Lord, I want to tell you how much I love and appreciate all the people who spend their night with us to sit here and chit-chat back and forth with us, Father, because we love them and we appreciate them and ask your blessings on every one of them. We ask this in thy name. Amen. Now.
You only got 2 minutes.
You got 2 minutes. Okay.
Zach from An American Homestead is next. I saw somebody ask that earlier. So check out Zach on the American Homestead.
Yep.
And everybody on thehomesteadnetwork.com. There's a whole list. You can go to that website and check out all during the week who's on, when and where and how and all that. We need a 2 hour slot. We've done that. We did 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we did 2.5 hours. Well, if I had a 2 hour time slot, 1 hour of it would go to my other channel, All God's Children, because I so love getting on and chatting with y'all back and forth on All God's Children. It's hard for us to find the time. When we get on, a lot of times there's somebody on the network on, and we don't really want to interfere with them. So
All God's Children is going to try to find a day next week.
Yeah.
And thank you, Mr. Rain. I appreciate it. And American Homestead, we'll see you in a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
And we just thank you guys for coming in. We thank you for your support, especially us reaching 10,000. That's just beyond our wildest dreams.
Yep.
We thought when we first got on, we were so proud to have 5 or 10 people. And now we're sitting talking to a couple of hundred at a time. And that's more than
awesome.
That's just awesome. So you guys, we got to say good night.
We got to say good night. Zach's fixing to be on. I don't want to get into Zach's time. So we love y'all. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming out tonight and spending your night with us. That means the world to us for y'all to do that. Just want to let you know and appreciate you, how much we appreciate you.